Okay, let's see. Okay, we're just gonna let people know we're going live right now. Okay. Hey, what's up, Joe? So we have Joe here, Este, I think, is it pronounced Este? No credits left. Oh, B-Boy Steve as well. This is like my B-Boy cap. Also to keep my hair like, you know, tidy. Need to get a haircut. Spent all my haircut money on Omi. Saberi, how's it going? Nice seeing you again. Jesse, Philippe. Yeah, so I just shared, just to let people know, if in the chat, if you can hear me okay, if you could just let me know, so I can adjust my mic if it's a bit weird. Because normally my mic has like weird feedback as well. Yeah, gotta look fresh, but Omi's definitely necessary. Cool. Okay, cheers. Joel says, what's your prediction for Omi price in 1 year realistically? Okay, so realistically, there's a lot of things that I need to take into consideration. If Omi gets backtracked because of whatever might happen, which is usually, you know, what you have to plan for, there's going to be a lot of things that can affect Omi's, you know, Ecomi's roadmap. What they're doing is very difficult, and there's a lot of stuff that they're doing for the first time. Other projects haven't done it. So realistically, I would put more value on exchange listings than through, you know, any kind of significant Omi utility. So I know that they will get a few pretty good listings. I know some people that are related to the Ecomi team who do have contacts with some pretty decent exchanges. So I would say my conservative estimate for this year is probably 2 cents. That's conservative, and people are going to be like, "Oh my god, only 2 cents! It should be like $1." That's conservative. Remember that, and I'm trying to be realistic here. We got the Comic Way. What's up, Comic Way? What's up, Doza? Eddie as well. Up crypto. Okay, my bullish scenario for Omi this year is about 5 cents, 5 to 6 cents. So between 2 to 6 cents is kind of like the range, which is still a pretty big range. You have to remember it's coming up to about, you know, in March, it will be about a year since a lot of us bought Omi. I got into Omi like end of February, and it's technically, I think it'll probably be break even from where I got in at the, you know, I got in at, actually I got in at this price. I got in at 0.7 cents, and then I carried on buying up until $1.20, and then it just tanked to like, you know, 0.1 cents. But yeah, 2 to 6 cents is my kind of range. Realistically, what people don't kind of take into consideration is a lot of the whales, they haven't sold any Omi. They've just been buying. And some of them are going to take a small amount of profit at 2 cents. So you just have to remember that as well, because they haven't taken any profit yet. But, you know, it's not going to like dump, I don't think. I think it's just going to be like very kind of slow incremental uptrend on price, kind of like what we've been seeing so far. It's not going to like rocket up to like $1. That's my prediction anyway. I could be wrong. But, you know, across 5 years, I think, you know, we could potentially approach $1, depending on how much utility, how much burn there is. But we'll see how it goes. Let's see. Where did I study? Oh, interesting question. Actually, I'll grab some of these from my wall. kind of like keep these hanging on my wall. So this is a Masters of Science from King's College London, and then I did a BSc in pharmacology from King's College London as well. So I used to actually be a scientist. I was a stem cell researcher. Did that for a year, realized the pay was absolutely terrible, and then I became a science teacher, and then realized pay for that was absolutely terrible and it was stressful. And then I worked in finance as an equity analyst for Bloomberg. So Bloomberg's quite a kind of global company. I learned how to trade and stuff as well, use analytics tools, that kind of stuff. Started to learn to code. But then I just kind of like didn't quite like the kind of corporate, like overly corporate culture. Like, you know how it looks like in like those trading floors kind of thing. It was just not my thing. And then I basically taught myself how to code, became a software engineer. And then I basically stuck with it because I quite like, I enjoy software development. And I can work from home, and I can spend, all day on Twitter Spaces, just talking about Omi. And, as long as I get my work done, no one cares. So yeah, quite enjoy that. Let's see. What comics would you stack right now for under 50 gems? Okay. So I don't want to, okay. So I'm going to be completely honest. The Grail comics are always going to be good ones. So like Marvel #1, Amazing Spider-Man, the 4 one, and we had a few other ones, Fantastic Four as well. Those are always like good ones, but those aren't under 50 anymore. They're all over 50. So my advice, I'm not gonna like name drop a specific one, but my advice would be to look at physical comics that are roughly similar priced in real life, and look for ones where the edition sizes are the same, but the prices are significantly different. Now, I did buy 3 of these. I bought the Grey Hulk comic, the Mr. Fix-It one. And the reason I bought that was, now I'm not telling you guys to go buy it, but I'm just going to explain to you my logic. So the Beta Ray Bill comic, that 4 comic, that has 10,000 editions on VeVe. And the real life price of that, I can't remember, it was like $200 or something. And on VeVe, the common for that was going for 100 gems. The Grey Hulk, the Mr. Fix-It one, that one has 10,000 editions. That one is also about $200 in real life, but it was going for 40 gems. So the real life price is the same. The edition size number is the same on VeVe. I saw no reason for why it shouldn't be at least the same price as the Beta Ray Bill one, because the real life appeal is the same. The edition size is the same on VeVe. Like, why is it less than half the price? So I decided to buy, like, I bought 3 of them. No, nothing crazy. And the price has gone up a bit. I think it went up to like 55 or something. So that's kind of like how I try and evaluate things. I'm not telling anyone to go buy it. That's one method you can use. Let's see. So why software engineer K? It could have been software dev. Yeah, could have been software dev. I don't know. I had to pick one. If you thought someone was sexually harassed, would you make a video about it or tell the police? I mean, I don't know why I would make a video about that. I would encourage them to go to the police, because I think it's always good to like empower people and kind of encourage them to make the right decision. I wouldn't directly get involved unless there was like some kind of really kind of like significant like threat to someone's life or something. And again, sexual harassment is like very broad. Like in the UK, catcalling, like whistling at a woman, it can be considered sexual harassment. But again, it's like you have to kind of like weigh it out. That's not like really Omi related, but I'll just answer whatever question. But yeah, I would always encourage people to go to the police for anything that's significant. I could definitely see a Binance listing causing a big pump. Yeah, I believe a Binance listing is definitely in the works. So just for like transparency's sake, so I do know like some people who have links to exchanges, partly because I'm in a project which will be listing on a centralized exchange in the future. And the way it works is there's a few steps you have to go through, right? So typically these steps are the same across all exchanges, most exchanges. So what they do is they first initially look at the project. They'll look at the kind of trading volume, what the project's about, and then they'll invite you for an interview, right? They've asked you questions, like they'll vet the team, and then they'll basically check the community as well. Like, is this community active, or is it a community filled with bots? Because you will get some projects which are filled with bots. Not going to name names, but I'm pretty sure Omi beat a certain project like that recently. And then they'll look at kind of existing trading volume, and then what else did they look at? Contracts. Yeah, they'll look at if your contracts are compatible with what they can list. So ERC20, pretty much standard. You can list anywhere. So I believe from what I've seen, Omi ticks all the boxes for Binance. So literally it's just a case of executing on it from what I can see. Now, Binance, they operate a two-part system. One is you get voted onto Binance. Two, you pay to get listed. So after you've hit all those checkboxes, you have to go through either of the two. You either get voted in, which is free for Ecomi, or you have to pay to get listed, which will cost them money. I believe Ecomi is going to get voted in because they have far more support than a lot of other projects I've seen get listed on Binance. But I think those projects did actually pay to get in. But you can't just pay and get in. You have to tick the initial checkboxes first. When Pokemon, I can't really answer that because I don't know. I'm not a financial advisor, but he has changed my life. Been making those big bucks thanks to... Oh, thank you, Covidius, the 19th. I'm glad my information has been somewhat useful. Drop some utility nuggets for the gold and diamond passes. Okay, so the gold and diamond passes, that's more related to Kaloscope, but utility-wise, so we released the diamond passes and we opened up a lounge in Dubai, which is pretty insane. So for those who are watching, because nothing like that exists in Dubai yet, we had like huge kind of press exposure, and a lot of people started reaching out to us, like some crazy names. One of them was Adidas, which was pretty insane. I won't confirm if we're going to do anything with Adidas or not, but it's just letting you guys know that's kind of like the caliber of names that were reaching out to do kind of like collaborative events, because it's a venue. There's nothing else like that in Dubai, and Dubai is a huge kind of hotspot for NFTs and crypto now. Like if you go there, they've literally got crypto punks on like massive LCD screens, like in the Dubai Mall. Anyone who lives in Dubai can confirm that, so that's pretty crazy. But yeah, diamond passes, you get early NFT access, you get exclusive Discord benefits within the application. You get access to special regions. So like there's going to be a metaverse. Some regions are unlocked. You get access to those regions. Some of those regions are going to hold sponsored events. So you'll be able to access, sponsored perks, sponsored drops, free sponsored airdrops as well. And then you will also get to partake in certain kind of staking rewards. So we're looking at a compliant way of distributing revenue. So I'm not going to confirm if that's for diamond or gold passes or, how you get into that. But we do want to kind of reward ongoing users. So there is one model we have kind of looked at, and it should be compliant because we don't want to get sued by, any kind of government body. But yeah, there's a lot of other utility coming. And, people are probably asking, how can I make money from it? There'll be ways where you can kind of secure, or let's say secure certain NFTs, which you can sell on a secondary market, and your chance of securing them kind of increases if you have a diamond or gold pass. And again, those are very limited. There will be an announcement on Sunday, but they're going to be there's going to be a 48-hour sale. So basically every 3 hours or so, they're going to be airdropped in batches. There's only going to be about 130 of those diamond passes because most of them are already being held by people. I think the floor of it's like 0.4 ETH. So we're going to be selling it at, a fairly reasonable level, kind of close to, maybe kind of like around about that level. We haven't, I don't know what the finalized prices are, but it's definitely not going to be above the floor. It's going to be, either at the floor or less than the floor, just to give everyone a chance. But yeah, I don't want to give away too much, so we'll just leave it there. I've heard of two big exchanges listing Omi from no credits. Yeah, there's definitely at least 2 exchanges from what I remember. I don't think they want to confirm, but I remembered like it was an AMA. It was someone on the Ecomi team mentioning he had like 5 exchanges lined up. So I don't know how many of those 5 are like big ones, but I have a pretty good idea of what one of them is probably going to be. Want to grab more Omi, but assuming it's going to dip after migration. Oh, actually, let me just put these up here. This will be easier. Want to grab more Omi, but assuming it's going to take a dip after migration. What's your take? Yeah, I think it's going to dip. I think it's going to shoot up and then dip. That's just always what happens. You know, you buy the rumor, sell the news. Now, Reese did say there's not going to be an exchange listing directly after the migration. So my prediction is if there's no news that comes out after the migration, I think Omi will dip a bit. So I think that might be a good chance to pick up some Omi. I always kind of wait for these kind of events like after the event has happened. Usually people will sell off and then I'll buy like a bit there and I'll just carry on dollar cost averaging that way. Does selling buying with Omi and InputX, I don't believe it's supposed to burn from circulating supply because the fee that Immutable X takes, that's not a fee to be burned. That's just a fee that goes to them. And then with that Omi, they can choose to do whatever they want with it. They can sell it. They can, hodl it, whatever it is. That's not to say that other partners won't agree to burn Omi. That will be on a contractual basis. So let's say a partner comes up and says, hey, we'll use Omi. And as part of our partnership agreement, all sales that we make in Omi, we will choose to burn 2% of it. And Ecomi agrees to that. And then, that's all good. That's more utility for Omi. And I think, as Ecomi does these, maybe they'll kind of come to an agreement where some of these partners agree to burn some Omi on their behalf. And in exchange, Ecomi might do a bit of promotional stuff for them. Like we'll see. PC Gamer. Oh, okay. Omi Goddess says, what's up? Yeah, what's up? All good. How's everything going? Saberi says, what are you most excited for the upcoming drop? Oh, okay. So Spider-Man, Mighties, and then there's the Disney cards. I'm excited for both. One, because Ghost Spider is a common. Historically, commons, people kind of sleep on those the most, and they tend to perform the best in terms of ROI. And it is an FA for the Spider Ghost. I believe that's the one I really want to go for. I do want to complete the set, but if I was to stack, I want to go for the common. For the Disney cards, because it's the first ever trading cards on VeVe, remember, every time there's a new type of asset on VeVe, you got to, I'm not saying you have to go get it because that kind of counts as advice, but I will kind of go and get it. I would want to complete the full set of that, obviously, but the cards, I think, it's a tough one. Do I stack the Ghost Spider or do I just try and buy as many of the Disney cards as possible? I'm leaning more towards the Disney cards, but I might go 50-50. It's a hard one. They drop them too close to each other. But it's going to be one of the two. I either stock up on the Ghost Spider, or I stock up on Disney cards. Is telling a paid group that you're about to make a video about a certain collectible that might get up in price and then afterwards, is it unethical? Let me think. So, okay. This is kind of the reason why I don't do paid groups. I just kind of prefer giving my information to everyone publicly for free. I mean, I know people say if you're good at something, you can, don't do it for free. But, to me, I don't really it's like something I could do, but I don't really care. If people want to donate, they can just donate. It's not a big issue for me. But I don't want to forcefully add a price point. So that's why, I've never truly thought about these kind of things. But if I was doing a paid group, those people are paying for my information. But I would have to be very careful with how I word it. I would never say I'm buying something. I would say I'm looking at something and I believe this is undervalued for this reason. But I would never say I'm buying it. Just because that can be kind of... Because then you get people that... literally just follow you with no research, and that can be I guess people could misconceive that as market manipulation. It's a tough one. Yeah, it can be considered market manipulation, but at the same time people are paying for that information. So I haven't really got a real opinion on it, but if it was me, you know, I don't do paid groups for that reason, because people are paying you and they're kind of expecting something in return, like, you know, what you're buying, but you don't want to really tell them what you're buying. You want to tell them, you know, how to analyze certain NFTs and your thought and like process logic behind it. It's a tricky one. Once the swap is done, can we buy layer 2 OMI from exchanges? Yeah, you can buy layer 2 OMI from exchanges. That shouldn't be an issue. Actually, I believe some exchanges may still be operating on the Go20 network. So actually, did they say all of them will be trading ERC20 OMI, or they'll be trading ERC20, but not all of them will migrate it for you? I believe you should be able to buy layer 2 OMI from exchanges. My recommendation would be Ascendex, because I use Ascendex. I know they are doing the migration for us, so that's just a safe option. But you know, you have the bridging site as well. What's up, Kay? Are you still bullish about money? Is there a potential? Yeah, I'm still bullish about money. I haven't sold a single money token. It has come down a lot in price, but that's just because, you know, there's been delays to the game, and no other reason. People are panic selling because all of crypto is going down, and typically altcoins do dump more than Bitcoin. We just saw a bigger dump for money because, you know, it was mainly sold on quite a lot of hype initially. It was quite overvalued at the start. Even though the market cap was still small, the price has spiked quite a lot. Now I think it's undervalued. Like, it feels kind of like, to me, like the early days of OMI, when it was like hovering around about 0.1 cent, where it just felt really oversold. That's just what money feels like to me. But when the game is out, we'll see how the price moves. But at the moment, I haven't really seen any like red flags in terms of the team and whatnot. Like, I don't think there's a risk of a rug pull or anything. If they were to rug pull, it would have happened a long time ago. I just think it's just typical FUD. The game's delayed. People are, you know, concerned. But yeah, that's my position. I'm not selling any money. I'm just holding on to it. Sexual harassment is a legal term in the workplace. It is not criminal. Okay. I mean, I think it depends on which country you live in, because UK laws are kind of like kind of strict in terms of how they classify things. But, you know, it depends. What do you have more of, money or OMI? I have considerably more OMI. I have over 22 million OMI. And my target, I wanted to get to 25. I'll see if I go there to 25 million, but it's getting harder now. OMI's moving upwards. Will Epiko Regal be play to earn? For the moment, it doesn't. So Epiko Regal, it is still in beta. It's not play to earn or anything. They're still integrating the blockchain aspect, the NFT side, but it's a project by Wolf Street Studios. It's a fairly new project. But Wolf Street Studios, the CEO Venkatesh, he's friends with David Yu and Dan Crovers, and they've worked together. They've invested in projects together. Look up Bingy. Bingy is like a kind of credit card sort of thing. It looks like the OMI secure wallet. Let me see if I can actually share my screen and I can show you guys Bingy. Let's see, Bingy. Okay, how do I share my screen on StreamYard? Let's see. Share screen. Oh, here we go. Okay. Share screen. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I can share this tab. Okay, so I think you guys can kind of see. So Bingy, it's basically, here's a look at it. So it looks very, very similar to the Ecomi Secure Wallet. And that's because I believe it was the exact same manufacturer that made the Ecomi Secure Wallet. Because the CEO of Wall Street Studios and CEO of Epiko Regal, he went to, I think it was Taiwan with David Yu and Dan Crovers, and he visited the factory like where they made the Ecomi Secure Wallet, and they were both like co-investors in Bingy. And I think David Yu might still be like involved in this. I'm not entirely sure if he's still an investor or not, but you know, that's just a cool bit of historical info. So yeah, they kind of know each other quite well, and you can kind of start to see like how it links up to Ecomi. Again, we'll let Ecomi announce everything officially. I don't want to like speak on behalf of them, but I believe there may be scope for play to earn. Like, Venkatesh is quite an open person. He does look at, all the cool things, but he's very knowledgeable. He knows about compliance really, really well. He's been helping us with Kaloscope, and he's basically vetted the project, audited it, just to make sure everything we say in the white paper is compliant. We do need to make a few tweaks, just so that we don't kind of bridge into like realm of what is a security, what is a utility token. But like, he's very knowledgeable in that area, and obviously we have lawyers to like go over it as well. So yeah, I will stop sharing that. Mickey and Friends Medium is out. Oh, okay. Let's have a look at the Medium on that. That is pretty interesting. So I will get that up, and we can have a look at that together. So Mickey and oh yes, okay. Let me share my screen, and we'll go through that. I have no idea. I have not seen this yet. Okay, we will share the Medium article. Okay, here we go. First look. I have not seen this. My prediction is the edition size is going to be very high. I have not seen it. Let's say maybe 60,000 editions total. That's my guess. 60,000 editions total. Okay, featuring first edition character, lenticular interactive cards. We're celebrating some of our favorite friends: Goofy, Pluto, Daisy Duck, Donald Duck, Minnie Mouse, and of course Mickey Mouse. Blind boxes. Get ready. Okay, I'm just going to go straight to it. Like, I'm too excited. Okay. 40. Okay, so it's 40 gems. Affordable. Okay, 13,000. Let's round it up to 14,000 editions. Okay, so we have 14,000 for the Mickey. That's a common. Oh, common again. Minnie Mouse. 14,000 editions. So we're at 28,000 so far. Remember, my prediction was 60,000. I had not seen this. That was my guess. So we're at 28,000 editions total so far. Oh, Donald Duck. So that's another 10,000 editions. So that puts us at 38,000 so far. So 14, 14, 10. 38 editions. Okay, we're going to round this up to 9. So that puts us at 47,000 editions in total. And this is the Daisy Duck. So 47,000. And then we come to Pluto. So let's just round that up to 7. That puts us at 54,000. Okay, 54,000 so far. And the Goofy, let's just round this down a bit to 4 because we rounded up on the other ones. So what was it? I've like completely forgotten now. I said 60, but I've lost count. So that was 14, 14, 28, 38. And then we rounded this up to 9. So that is, yes, 47. And then we round this up to 7. So that was 54. And then we round this down to 4. So 58. Oh, okay. So I said 60,000. The total edition size is about 58,000. So I was pretty much like close enough. I'm going to give myself that one. Secret rare, 4,444. So 58,000. That is half the size of what the Mighties was around about. And the Mighties weren't too hard to pick up. I think that people have a good chance of getting this. This seems reasonable. I think the Storm set was like 40-something thousand. This is a bit more, but I think the competition is going to be higher. Yeah, it's still going to be tough. It'll be tough, but at least it won't be like impossible, like, like the Batman statue. It won't be impossible level. It'll be tough. Like, you need to make sure your internet connection's on point on the day. But yeah, that's pretty cool. 58,000. Okay. So I will stop that. Okay. So sup, Uncle. And Vitalik, what's up? Hey, Kay, don't know if you asked before to the team, but will it be possible to buy Omi straight from the VeVe app, like the gems, or would there be legal issues? Oh, okay. So the way they would have to do it is you would be buying Omi from an exchange, but all they do is they basically add a page that acts as like a user interface for that exchange. So you're never ever buying Omi from the team. You're only buying Omi from an exchange that they've integrated in the app. They've said that there are ways to do that. I imagine there are so. So basically, there'll just be an API which basically takes your money and sends it to the exchange and then executes a buy order for Omi at spot price. And then that Omi from the exchange gets sent to your Ecomi wallet. that's the way I think they would have to do it compliantly, because otherwise, I believe you're right, there'd be compliance issues if you're buying Omi directly from VeVe. So yeah, it's kind of like they're basically a gateway to the exchange, but they're not actually holding any Omi or selling Omi from their own reserves to you. So that's the important distinction to make. I know this is for Ecomi, but can I ask how to best? I mean, this is for anything. Like, you don't have to ask me about Ecomi related stuff. But to invest in Kaloscope, so I guess if you want to purchase the NFTs, the first ever NFTs by Kaloscope was the diamond and gold passes. Specifically, the diamond was the first one, and we gave those away for free to supporters. And now the floor price is like 0.4 ETH because news of it starting to come out. Like, I think when we announced the lounge in Dubai, that just shot up the price because there's some pretty rich people in Dubai. If you guys know about Dubai, there's like these guys called the Sheikhs. And they're like these, like they wear the kind of traditional clothing and they're really wealthy. They drive like, Lambos, and they own like 1 billion Bitcoin. they're really wealthy guys, like high status people. So I think that kind of partly pushed the price up. But we'll have a 48-hour sale. It will be announced in the AMA we're doing on Sunday with Aradina. So we're doing a joint AMA with them because their community is kind of quite excited about the Aradina NFTs. So if you haven't seen the trailer already, the trailer is on my Twitter. Let me just see if I can show you guys what it looks like. So you guys, for those who haven't seen, you can guys have a quick look at it. Here we go. Okay, so I'll show you guys what it looks like. Let me just turn up my volume a bit. Yeah, so basically we're doing an AMA on Sunday, but we're basically revealing a look at the NFTs we're launching. So these are showrooms. So you have to place your NFTs within them, but the front is a portal. So that's got more utility. I'll explain a little bit more on that in a second. Okay, so that kind of like thumbnail, that's going to be the thumbnail of what it looks like on, the secondary market, like OpenSea or somewhere. So this is like an isometric view of the showroom. So this showroom is an NFT. So if I was to compare to VeVe, it's like everyone kind of has the same showroom. You've all got the same vote. So that's, that's generic. What we decide to do is we creating a limited run of themed showrooms. So the showrooms themselves are NFTs. So you can, trade or sell your Aradina showroom, for example, for maybe another showroom. And you'll be able to put your NFTs in them, similar to kind of like how VeVe does it. And then you can invite people to come hang out in your room. So that's a little bit different. So there'll be, more than one person able to kind of interact in the same room. You'll be able to have like kind of like VR chat, kind of voice chat as well. And then it's going to be building out on top of a metaverse. And then we're going to be integrating like other partners and reveal how they kind of work with Kaloscope. Obviously NDAs, I can't reveal any other partners, but you guys already know Aradina is one of the first ones. But we'll be kind of working together. So, we've got a very good team. We've got Venkatesh, who's been helping us a lot. He's the guy who's CEO of Epiko Regal. We've got, some senior engineers from Amazon as well. They've been working on like the blockchain side, smart contract auditing. We've got a game studio partnered with us. It's a game studio that works with like clients like, Ubisoft, Riot Games. We've got a pretty extensive team right now. So yeah, and we're all doing all of this without actually raising any public funding. So we've had like some initial kind of private seed investment, but we want to open up, investment opportunities to, like not like investment, but like, opportunities to get involved in the project. Okay, so let's see. Huge pump going to happen. I believe there will be a pump, and then I believe there's going to be a retracement, and then another pump, and then retracement. It's going to look like a staircase. It's going to be like, up and then flat, up and then flat, and then maybe down a bit and then up. Yeah, it's going to be look like a wonky staircase. But, it's going to be a staircase up to $1 Omi, hopefully. How much do you think Secret Rare Goofy will go for in the sale? I don't even like saying like the prices of these things anymore. It's just so unpredictable. So I had this theory, right, where back in the day there were like barely any bots and what around. Like pretty much everyone was a real user. Like you could like you could go take a dump for like 5 minutes, come back, and there'd still be NFTs in the shop. You could like literally just take your time buying things because there was barely any users. There was no reason to bot VeVe. So all of the NFTs, they all went to like genuine users. As the user base grows, so do the people that want to take advantage of, VeVe, and then so do the number of people, using illegitimate techniques grows. But those people do get disabled. They do get banned. I know it's getting banned, but they are getting banned. It's just some of them, they'll make the same kind of new random name generated accounts. But when they get banned, they're getting banned after they've bought the NFT. So that NFT has been removed from circulation. So for the Batman battle statue, for example, it had 8,800 editions, right? We didn't see, and usually we see like 10% of that hit the market. So you'd expect about 800, 900 of them to hit the market, but we never saw that. We saw about 400-ish, 500-ish. So that makes me think, like maybe 2,000-ish people who are holding the Batman statue, who were using illegitimate techniques, they got banned. So their Batman statues have been permanently removed from circulation. So the true circulating supply isn't really 8,800 or whatever they put it at. It's going to be significantly less. And so because of the price, because there's less in circulation, the price goes up. So as this goes on, if this continues, then it's going to be way too difficult to kind of predict what the price of a collectible is going to be based off of the edition size that they've listed it at. We may get way less than that in circulation, depending on, how much Ecomi bans people. So yeah, that's a very, very key point to take into consideration. Price prediction for Superman 5 years from now. Let's see. I think Superman was like 7 or 8K, or was it like 6 or 7K, something like that. 5 years from now. Ooh. Assuming NFTs are still relevant 5 years from now, which I think they should be. Current ROI was absolutely insane for Superman, but if I was to be conservative and say Superman grows at like, a very like steady pace of like, 25% or so a year, I'm going to say, 5 years from now, let's just say 30K-ish. It could go more than that. It's the first Superman NFT, so I'll give it that. And if it gets super wide adoption, maybe it might go 50K. But it's so hard to predict these things. We're just so early. Like this can go anyway. Ecomi to the moon. Yep, I agree, John. John, make new vid. Yo, John, Crypto John in the house. Love them, man. Epiko Regal joining with VeVe and Kaloscope. Do we see Kaloscope and VeVe working together? NDAs, I would not confirm or deny anything. That like obviously I can't, even if we were, or if we weren't, like NDAs. Same thing with Ecomi. They will never confirm if they're working with anyone, and you just have to wait. Whale pumping Omi token to dump on people. Crypto market not looking good. This is the one thing with Omi, right? Is it's a very top-heavy project. So what I mean by that is you're going to get like 99% of people that own like 1 million or less Omi, and then you're going to get 1% of people that own like 1 billion Omi. It's very like disproportionate in terms of how Omi's been distributed, because there were, obviously people who got in very early and they just kept buying Omi, and then it just exploded. So as we get new exchanges, their bags will slowly shrink. And this happens in everything, right? The top holders, their holdings diminish over time. As we get more users, wealth becomes more distributed. So, as we get more exchanges, we're not going to see these crazy pump and dumps anymore. It's just going to be like a lot more stable, less volatile, because right now, a few exchanges that aren't even that good, people just, they can take like 1 billion Omi and just use that to just move the price around. And, they're just trying to like dump the price to make it lower, buy back in cheaper, and then let the price go up again. And they just repeat that. When I say they, I'm not saying like all whales in general. When I say they, I mean like, a few individuals. We'll be releasing a huge video soon. Okay, looking forward to it, Crypto John. Hey, Kay, did you talk about Omi in exchange being left in wallet versus spot account? Okay. So if you leave it in your private wallet, you have to you have to bridge it to layer 2. If you leave it in exchange, it's going to be automatically, upgraded to layer 2 for you. Layer 1. My mistake. Layer 2 is the one in the app. So that's the IMX OMI. If you want the ERC20 OMI, layer 1 for trading on exchanges, then yeah, leave it on an exchange. What Reese said he was going to do, it's just exactly the same thing that I did, is a couple of days ago, I moved my OMI to an exchange, and I just left it there. Reese said he was going to do the same thing. And then once it's done, you can just move it back to your wallet, because if you do it via the swap site, you have to kind of pay like multiple fees. But if you want super 100% security, like, you can do it the manual way. You will pay more in fees, but that's if you want 100% security. But I think it's very unlikely in the few days that I leave my own exchange, the exchange is going to explode and get hacked. But it is always a risk. The market is on a downtrend. It'll be hard for new investors to buy altcoins. There's too much fear. Yes, I agree. Yeah. That being said, people will look to move their money in things that they find to be safer. So if there's an altcoin which people perceive to be safe, like OMI, then it will go up, regardless of bear market or not. Because people will want to move their money around. It's just how it is. With good point, mate. We need to know this ASAP. Mark Walsh says, I think Kay knows more than he's letting on about Regal with his Kaloscope connection, 100%. I mean, the CEO of Epiko Regal, I know him in real life. He literally works on us with Kaloscope. So we've discussed some things with Epiko Regal, but obviously NDAs, I can't say anything. Is what it is. Will I need OMI tokens on the VeVe app to buy collectibles? So yes, you will, but that is only when OMI to NFT is confirmed, and OMI to NFT is going to work on the secondary market on a peer-to-peer system. So if I list my Superman and I say I want 3 million OMI for it, you'll be able to use your OMI tokens to buy my Superman for 3 million OMI, peer-to-peer. Now, you won't be able to buy anything on the primary market initially, so they won't do a drop in OMI tokens. I believe there's also some compliance issues related around that, but they said if they do kind of VeVe specific stuff like VeVe avatars, that's their own IP. I believe you'll be able to burn OMI directly from circulation by kind of getting those VeVe avatars. So that's the way that it's been proposed so far. Won't the licensors get any cut from immutable X market transactions? If so, why would they allow their IP off app? They will get a cut from immutable market X market transactions. It's in the smart contract. They just literally, they migrate the contract. That's it. So every time you and I buy something or sell something on immutable X, there will be a % of royalties going to the licensor. That's the way it has been proposed, and I believe that's what they're going to do. Hi, Kay. Love your content. Thank you, Ethan. Could you please make a video on Monsta about picking pure juggernauts on the marketplace? Yes, I do actually need to do an update on Monsta Infinite. I was going to do a video on Monsta Infinite about how I am basically using using money tokens to make a return on my investment. Let's just have a see. So I'll explain how I did it in the next Monsta video I did, just because I need to kind of catch up a little bit more, because I've stopped breeding my monsters just because the market was tanking, and breeding when it's tanking isn't a good thing to do. You want to wait for the market to stabilize and then breed. And then when the market recovers, then all of your kind of inventory of monsters or, axes or whatever it is that you're breeding in a play to earn game, the price of those will also increase. Omi is my homie. Yes, HPN. How do you feel about the first appearance of the Mickey characters in VeVe being first editions? Okay. This is a licensor thing, right? They said this with Coke as well. So I'll use Coca-Cola as an example because that's a very good example. So Coca-Cola, they made their set a first edition. The Coke Bear, that's never appeared before. The Coke bottles never appeared before. What we did get was a one-of-one charity auction where they auctioned off a jacket, a fridge, and like what looked like a kind of greetings card. None of them were the Coke bottle or the Coke Bear. First appearance of those was on VeVe, but they made them first edition, and that was because that's what the licensor wanted. So if Disney says VeVe, you are going to have the first appearance of Minnie Mouse, but you want you to make it first edition. That's up to them. So it kind of ruins, I guess it kind of ruins the way that they're doing this in terms of consistency with how they're tagging things. But if that's what Disney wants, that's what Disney gets. But, we all know that it is really the first appearance. Whatever Disney says is the first appearance of, Donald Duck as an NFT, Minnie Mouse as an NFT, Daisy Duck as an NFT. Let's see. Oh, thank you for the super sticker, Mark. Really, really appreciate it. Shout out to you. Telling his group is just a heads up, it might pump. Oh, is this the paid group thing? Yeah, I mean, if I had a paid group and people paid me for information, I would have to be very careful with how I word it. I would never say I'm going to buy it, because that can give the wrong idea. The other screenshot where they're planning to pump and dump a comic is sneaky. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like, I followed what was going on, but I'm going to be honest, like, I just don't have time for like the kind of community drama, because you guys can see I'm pretty busy. Like, we're grinding stuff out, like with all the Kaloscope stuff going on. There's a lot of partnerships we're kind of in discussion with. And then there's going to be like a token sale, token launch as well with, we're going through all of the compliance regulations for that as well. Yeah, doing an NFT and crypto project as a proper startup company with partnerships and stuff is very difficult. If you just want to do a pump and dump, you list a token, hype it up, that's it. But you guys can see we're building stuff and we've not even asked anyone for money yet, so it's tough. Thoughts on the Disney cards all being first edition? Yeah, I mean, same thing here. It's the licensor. If that's what the licensor wants, that's what they get. But we all know secretly it is the first appearance. That's just that's just how it is. We can't buy L2 from exchanges, only L1. Yes, that is true. L2 is the layer 2 OMI, so it's on layer 2 ETH, which is IMX. L1 is ERC20. So that, if you leave your OMI on exchange, it will automatically be migrated over to L1. Yes, L2 OMI is for the VeVe app. Actually, I think because L2 OMI is on IMX, is it L2 OMI on the Immutable X marketplace right now? I believe it is, because they said it's gasless. So it's the VeVe app and the IMX marketplace, I believe. I haven't bought or sold anything with OMI on IMX yet myself, so don't quote me on that. But that's what I believe, because it makes sense, because IMX is the L2. I've left my OMI on the spot in Bitforex. It's okay. For a lot of people, that it's best to leave on the spot account. Yeah, that should be okay. If it's for a few days, the risk is fairly minimal. But my advice is always go hardware wallet. So once it's migrated, it's probably best to move it back to your private wallet. Honestly, what do you know about Regal? I'm thinking you know more than you're letting on. I can't talk about that. Like, okay, wait for Ecomi to do an official announcement. Okay. You guys can, I'm sure you can imagine, Reese and Alex, they got bombarded with questions. Like, you got to feel sorry for them, because they're trying to like read through their chats with like migration stuff, and there's people are spamming them with questions. So let them announce it in their own time so they can do it properly. Don't like bombard them with questions, because they're already, they're busy enough. Can you estimate how much we should expect the cost to switch from a layer 2 OMI token back to a layer 1? It should be more than the typical gas fees for sending. So whatever the gas fee is, if it's like, $150 on that day, expect more than $150 for the bridging. That's typically how it should work. So yeah, there's no fixed price. It just depends on, the price of like gas and whatnot that day. Hello, okay. Any news about Master Collector program? So nothing as of recent that's new. I know with the OMI utility program, I think we should have gotten the new article for that, but I don't know why they didn't release the new article, because people are moving OMI to the VeVe app, and it would have been good to know what the 2 new tiers would be. Now, Reese did say it's not going to be higher than 50,000, so just to be safe, I've migrated $60,000 worth of OMI to VeVe, just in case the price goes down. I can still maintain that 50,000 staking tier. But Reese said the maximum tier won't exceed $50,000. So even though it's not on an article or anything like the exact tier and numbers, I just decide to go with what Reese said. So yeah, we'll see. Hello, Kay, love your OG channel. Thank you, Carl. I believe that all the OMI on exchanges will be L1. Yes, you are correct. VeVe app OMI is L2, exchanges is L1. What Funko? Oh, okay. So I'll show you guys some of my Funkos. So I am a big fan of Iron Man. So I've got the, this is like a kind of unique sort of pop art kind of, yeah, it's just this really cool funky artwork Iron Man. And then I've got the gingerbread Iron Man. So this was a Christmas edition. So you can kind of see at the back there. This Spider-Man actually looks kind of like the Mighty. And then I've got more. Maybe I'll show you guys quickly. Let's see. Okay, so you can see I've got like a lot of Iron Man figures here. And then I've got like, some Dragon Ball Z figures. And then there's like, you can see like I've got Thanos and like I've got the really big Thanos. And then I've got like, let's see. Yeah, I've got like a lot of Gundam collectibles that I have. And then you can see I've got like a kind of werewolf Captain America. So I bought this one in Dubai. Tanjiro from Demon Slayer. A lot more Marvel figures, as you can see. And then up there, you can see I've got even more Funko Pops. Mostly Overwatch and Marvel ones. So yeah, I've always kind of been a bit of a collector. Okay, I bought 500k OMI at 0.005. My plan is to stake it. Might call me for rentals eventually, like at 2 cents. Well, that we were. Yes, if OMI price goes up, you will automatically qualify into the next tier. So let's say the highest tier is $50,000 worth of OMI. If you currently hold $40,000 worth of OMI and OMI's price goes up 20%, your total holding is now 50,000. You automatically move into the next staking tier. However, if OMI's price drops, you will have like maybe a few days to top up your OMI to maintain that tier. So you're not going to drop immediately. You have like a bit of time to top up your OMI. If you don't, then you will drop down into the next tier. You think Ecomi will hit $1? Yeah, I think it will. Now, when I say I think it will, I'm not saying it's going to hit $1 this year or next year, but eventually, as long as Ecomi as a company is relevant and is around, and they carry on doing what they're doing, then yeah, it will. It's just the law of attrition. They burn enough OMI, it will eventually hit $1. That's just how it is. You've seen my cock and balls formation on the OMI chart lately. That's for Paper Hand Dan, Daniel Lee. I call him Paper Hand Dan, but he's quite a smart trader. But it's just funny. Like I make fun of him just because it's fun. Has the migration on Bitforex started? I heard it starts today. I believe it's started now. Yeah. I think it's started. Not 100% sure, but I'm not like too much like in a rush. I'm not like glued to it following it. I'll just let them take their time. When it's done, because even after the migration, nothing immediate is going to happen, right? It's not going to migrate and all of a sudden we have 10 new exchange listings. It's not going to be like that. We're going to migrate and then nothing's going to happen for like a few weeks or a month, and then things start rolling in. That's just how it is. Don't skip it. Says custom music and special autograph. Oh, okay. Is that for the that's for the Disney cards, I think, right? I'll have a closer look at that. But yeah, I think I assumed it would have something like that. 58k editions, yeah. So I guess 60,000. I'm pretty happy with that. Because I'm like practicing my prediction. I'm trying to like think how Disney and David Yu would think, just to like try and get these edition sizes right. Interesting, they're not FE, they're FE, not FA. Yeah, same thing. Like I said earlier, it goes down to the licensor at the end of the day. Coke made the Coke Bear FE for some reason. I don't know why. Should have been an FA, but it is what it is. This is how VeVe is preparing for some Pokemon card. Yeah, this is the first ever trading cards on VeVe. First asset type, like the first comics, the first stamps, whatever they do well. So just because this is the first cards, I kind of have to go in. when I see these Disney cards, I think the Pokemon cards are coming soon. I wouldn't say they're coming soon, but I think at some point they will come. Mark Walsh, he probably is under a non-disclosure. I asked him about this 2 months ago. He said we'll just have to see. I mean, if you're working for a startup with partnerships, you have NDAs, right? It's just what it is. But when it happens, like, then yeah, I share more information. List price is kind of a lot. Oh, list price for what? Is that for the NFTs? The Mickey ones? It's 40 gems. I don't know what that's referring to. Expensive cards though. Oh, okay, I think it is referring to the cards. Yeah, these are quite expensive compared to comics. I thought they were going to be like $10 or $12. I'm surprised they made them 40, but that goes to show that's Disney. Actually, 58k editions at $40 each. Quick maths, I think that's over $2 million worth in gems. That's an expensive drop. Pokemon cards are next. I wouldn't say next. I would say eventually. Tyler Perry in the chat, aka John's Cryptotherapy. Yeah, John. What's up, Kay and VeVe fam? Good luck on this week's up. Yeah, thanks, VeVe Las Vegas. Good luck to you. Indica Z, how much would I have to pay for one Omi after my... I think, honestly, my honest opinion, I think the price, if anything, is going to go down a bit. But just because after the migration, nothing will happen. But it will be on ERC20, so you will have to take into consideration gas prices if you want to move it around. So, yeah, be aware of that. Is there anywhere I can purchase the VeVe lamp? Oh, okay. You can't purchase it. I've got like my lamp behind me. You know, you can see I've got like the thingy, whatever this is. Actually, I've got 2 of them. Yeah, they were given to like people who are part of like the VeVe. So there's like a VeVe ambassador sort of thing. They were given to them like initially to like the really like OG people. And then they started expanding it out and giving it out to newer people, kind of contributing to the community. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Like I got like, I was one of the people got like, you know, one of the ones from the first batch, but I didn't keep it locked up like Dozer did. I opened mine. As you can see, I'm wearing a t-shirt from it. What is the best thing to do with my Omi on Bitforex right now? Just leave it. Nothing else you can do. Just leave it and wait for the migration. Woohoo. Hello, Kay. Thank you, Captain Sugar Rush. Eddie Perez. What rug project is that? I don't know. It's probably a project that Paper Hand Dan is coming for. Just hodl everything and you'll be fine. Yo, what am I supposed to do with my wrapped Omi? Oh, I believe for that you don't have to do anything either. Oh, wait, no, actually. I think for that you have to use, I believe you have to bridge it. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's only centralized exchanges that will migrate it. I think decentralized exchanges, you might have to use the swap site. Brandon, Secret Rare Goofy looks smoked out. Yeah, he kind of does. He looks pretty high. YDs don't have FA. Yeah, already said that before. Disney, it comes out to Disney's jurisdiction. If they want FE, they get FE. Morning, Rob. How's it going? Spider-Man 2019. Oh, okay. This is a tough one. Whatever one you can afford. I think, personally, I think Goofy will be worth more because it's the first ever card. We've had Mighties before. We've had Collectibles before. And we've had Spider-Man before. Although this is a new type of Spider-Man, we technically had Spider-Man before. I think the Goofy will be worth more, in my opinion. But I think they're both going to be highly contested. Have they mentioned buybacks lately? So this is an interesting one. They're not allowed to talk about buybacks because it's a compliance thing, right? You're not allowed to talk about buybacks. You're supposed to do them silently. Otherwise, your token becomes a security or can be classified as security. So they might be doing buybacks, but they're not allowed to tell you anything about them doing buybacks. That's just how it is. Yeah, smoked out Goofy. Let's go. 100% yo-yo. Should I send my Omi from Bitforex to VeVe Wallet? If you want to use your Omi for staking, then yeah. I sent $60,000 worth of Omi to my wallet just for the staking. The rest I leave on exchange for the migration. Safe altcoins, Chainlink. Oh, you know what? I actually used to be in Chainlink. Like I got into it like when it first came out like years ago. Nowadays I'm only in a few projects. Like Omi, Money. Like I hold ETH obviously. Yeah, Illuvium. I'm not in like very many projects nowadays. Do I need to leave my Omi in a spot or wallet, please? Yeah, you can just leave it on like your exchange wallet. That's perfectly fine. They will migrate it for you. Spot is best. SOS caps. Do you think they would still do the burn events they would talk about? Oh yeah, the burn events. So for those who don't remember, like there was an AMA like a long time ago. I would say probably 9 months ago, where Reese and Taps Trades, they were doing an AMA. It was like the first ever one that Reese did with Taps. And Reese said that there would be kind of bonus burn events in the future. They might be. So I believe they may still do that. But I think it's going to be with their own IP. So if it's like a VeVe specific IP, I think their version of a bonus burn event might be they choose to burn 100% of the Omi that's used on their own branded IP. That will be my guess. But they might do a drop where they're like, hey, we're going to burn twice as much as Omi from the circulating, from the reserve for this drop. They might still do that. Superman, 25 to 30K end of year. You never know. You never know. I never thought that the partner statue would grow so much so fast. I never thought Pride would, approach that, like start to approach 20K so early. I remember Ray Fixie saying Pride to 20K back when it was like $150. And I was like, yeah, maybe in like 5 years, but it's going to be less than a year when it hits 20K. So that's pretty insane. What's cracking, Mill? What's up? Shahab, Jamal, hey, I need help getting GoChain token. Yeah, I mean, if anyone has any Go token, maybe you can post it. If Shahab shares his address. I think there's people on Twitter. I think if you post on Twitter and tag Ecomi fam, someone will probably send you a Go token. I don't own any Go token. After working in Kaloscope, how do you view speed of Ecomi's development, namely app development? Good question. I've always said that Ecomi is extremely, extremely fast when it comes to development. And that's because they're not just developing one feature. They're working concurrently to develop loads of features. They're actually, like, for example, they're working on a web platform. They're working on tackling bots. They're working on new AR, VR features. They're working on the VeVeVerse. Like, the VeVeVerse is huge. They're actively working on that. They're working on things we don't even know of. They're working on, like, basic bug fixes. They're working on new app optimizations. They're working on so much stuff at the same time. They're not just sat there working on one thing. So yes, their time is kind of diluted amongst multiple features, but they are working very fast, even though people think they work really slow, but they are actually working quite fast. It's just sometimes the things that slow them isn't really the development, it's the compliance stuff, because what they're doing, a lot of other projects just have no chance in hell of achieving, or if they are doing it, they're doing it in a non-compliant way, and they're probably going to get sued, and then you lose your investment, and then that's that. And it does happen. I'm not kidding. Like, it does actually happen. So yeah, Ecomi, they're doing everything the correct way, which is why it takes them longer. Will ETH be needed to move OMI between? Yes, it will. I believe so. I believe it's needed for gas fees. Yes. Lisa, hi Kay, glad to catch you live. Love your stuff. Thank you, Lisa. I know you're always in the stream, so thanks for joining. Rare Coke Science Snow Globe has limited number Coke remainings, #1 brand globally, above Disney and Marvel. That's interesting. Yeah, I believe by revenue, Coke is actually above Disney. They're kind of known more for the drinks than collectibles, but the snow globes have always been like classic. I'm surprised why it's not worth more. I think if they ever added the FA tag to the bear and the sign and stuff, like, it would shoot up. But yeah, Coke's one of the ones that I did actually stack up on, just because for the brand and for what it's priced at. Like the Coke bear is at like 200 gems. Like that's to me, I think that's very low. Like for the price of like one battle statue, I can buy like 8 Coke bears. All the collectibles of say Guffy will be Goofy. I think you're saying Goofy. No, they're FE first edition, I believe, because that's what Disney wanted. What hardware wallet do you use? Oh, okay. Let me see. Have I got my hardware wallet here somewhere? I usually keep it near me. Let me see. I use a Nano Ledger S. So, okay, is this not in here? It must be like somewhere. I've placed it somewhere. But yes, I use a Nano Ledger S. So this is the one that I've always used. I've had it since like 2017. Yeah, it's a effective, cheap hardware wallet. If you're only going to hold a few tokens, Nano Ledger S is the one to get. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. It's just I haven't had like any major issues. You do need to keep the software up to date though. Just keep updating the software. That's very important. I know you collect physical Marvel and Funkos. Have you seen the Todd? I did see that. Yeah, I saw. So there's like a Todd McFarlane Funko Pop limited edition. It's got like the Todd McFarlane like Funko as like doing a pose where he's like got his like cape, and in the background it's got the comic cover, which is pretty cool. I'm collecting the rare Coke snow globes. Yeah, those are the Coke snow globes. I think are, in my opinion, I think they're. I don't want to say like undervalued, but I think they're the better value collectibles. That I don't see them being overly inflated on VeVe right now. I think they're pretty solid price. Do you or anyone know where I can order a physical Risa statue? Oh, it's quite hard to find them online now. My advice is Google comic collectible stores near you and go in person. Because typically these stores, they'll probably have a Riso or a Todd. There's a store in London for anyone in the UK called Forbidden Planet. If you go to Tottenham Court Road in London, it's kind of like along there. And they have the physical Todd McFarlane statue. Last I checked, they had the Riso. They had the dad bod Batman in. I think the dad bod was in color, so you can go there. I believe they'll probably still have it. Maybe someone from Omi, like the Omi fam, went in and bought them all. But you could probably find it in Forbidden Planet. Do you still break dance? Not as often as I. So I used to train every day. Now I probably once a week, maybe if I have time. Yeah, I still go to like the gym and stuff, but not as consistently as I used to. So I've like lost a lot of weight. I've like gained some fat, but yeah, I kind of like my aim is to become like more financially free, and then take a step back in like all the projects and stuff I'm doing, and then dedicate more time to like hobbies like dancing and whatnot. Do you have any Street Fighter statues? No, I don't have Street Fighter statues. I do like Street Fighter. It's just you can see I have very limited physical space. So yeah. Oh, thank you for the $2, Dan. Still bullish at 2 cents. Yes, I am still bullish at 2 cents. I think that's a conservative estimate. I believe we will hit 2 cents this year, which is like a 3x from where we are. So, if you hold like 10 million Omi or something, that's quite a lot of money that you'll be making. Okay, meant to say Blacklight Iron Man Funko. Oh, yeah. That's the one. Yeah, Blacklight Iron Man. VeVeVote. Oh, shout out to VeVeVote. Thank you for the $5 donation. I'm like always looking forward to your live streams with the drops to see what kind of new techniques there are. We've got Lion Gate, we've got Brave Gate. Brave Gate is the one to use for the normal collectible drops. That's like the only chance I'll ever have is if I use Brave Gate. If you don't know about Brave Gate, then you need to find out what Brave Gate is. There aren't many English videos, tutorials about Monsta on YouTube. Yeah, they're mostly in Filipino, actually, which is why I like covering it because, all the kind of main English speakers seem to watch me for it, which is pretty cool. Oh, yeah, thank you, Ethan. There he is, VeVeVote. Shout out to VeVeVote. What's up, VeVeVote? Starts in 1 point. Oh, okay, so the migration starts in 1.5 hours. Paper Hand Dan is a smart man with a plan. The technology they have now with in-app gems burning and Omi working with Apple, and Apple can make a partnership. And yeah, Apple's pretty greedy. I'm not gonna lie, like they just want to make money. So I think the plan is they're gonna have the web platform, and you're gonna be able to buy gems without the App Store fees via the web platform, and they kind of want to slowly wean people off of the purchasing of the app. And yes, Apple did sue a certain project in the past, but they actually lost the lawsuit because it was not competitive. Like it breaks some kind of anti-competition laws where Apple prevents the, the apps that I've listed from kind of selling things on their own platform. They're not allowed to advertise. They're selling in-game assets for cheaper than the App Store. They can't do that, but they can sell it on other platforms. So people will just have to find out that the gems are cheaper, but VeVe just can't advertise they're selling gems on their own platform in the App Store. That's the one thing they can't do. VeVe Vote the GOAT, the money purchases, Mickey Mouse. Oh, musical, yes. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna go for the Mighties. I'm saving all my gems for the Disney cards. I'm going all in on Disney cards. I'm gonna have like a stack of Disney cards. You and I think that's firstly Cavell. I think it is. I think that might be in response to the stuff happening in the community. Yeah. I mean, I haven't followed what's happening too much, but it is what it is. I've heard that some exchanges will support layer 2 in the near future. How high will the transaction cost be to move? I don't know about exchanges supporting layer 2. They will support layer 1, but layer 2 is for IMX. So I think that I can't comment on that. I think Goofy Flow will be one. Yeah, I think he'll be 1K plus from open as well. Don't doubt it. No drama, just chilling. Yeah, that's pretty good, VeVe Vote. Just focus on, whatever you do best. Drama is drama. It's always going to kind of be perpetual. What are your take profit levels if you think it's going to? Okay, so my initial take profit is going to be at, I will take out 10% of my OMI holdings at 5 cents. And then I'll continue to take out, like another 10% at like probably 7.5 cents, and then 10% at 10 cents. So then I'll still be holding 70% of my holdings beyond 10 cents. I do have like a bit more OMI than most people. I think like I'm in the top 2% right now. But again, OMI is very like top heavy. There are people with billions of OMI. So I have 22 million. So, even if I take out, 30% of my OMI, that is 6.6 million. So I'll still be holding, like over 15 million OMI. My Monsta info holding are down. What are you doing to profit from your current position of money? Okay, so I'll do a whole video on this, but basically it's to do with staking. So I'll explain that in a future video. Way to be. Thank you, Kay, for all your drop day tips. There is no other YouTuber out there that gives better. Thank you, Took Skywalker. I'm about to auction off my VeVe lamp. Someone will probably buy that VeVe lamp. I guarantee it. Like, you could like probably offer to autograph it as well. Like one of your fans will definitely like buy it. Kay, do you have the most? No, I don't. Like, I used to do like really, really actively. Like I did a lot of videos. There was a point where I was approaching like quite a high point. Like if you want to include like Taps trades as well, like he always had like a bit more. I was approaching him. Wannabe Champ, I was approaching him as well. But they did like non-VeVe videos before quite a lot. Technically, I did non-VeVe videos before as well. Like I did kind of general crypto and a lot of software stuff, like software-related videos. But I was never like kind of the top. Nowadays, like, there are people just kind of like surpassed me. Like I was on like quite a lot of subscribers. I think like 4,000 or 5,000 when Daniel Lee just started, and he's probably going to pass me soon, like just because I'm not as active. This is probably the first live stream I've ever done on my own, to be honest.
I don't know that.
Yeah, I'll start the bid. 10,000 OMI for the VeVe lamp. How much is 10,000 OMI? Is that $60? $70? 10,000 OMI? I think that's like $70. I think. 8K, definitely the biggest channel about VeVe that I know of. Is that 8K? Is that like the name of a person, or 8,000 subscribers? Yeah, Taps I think is quite high. Yes, I think Taps is approaching like, I think it's 17K or something, and I think VeVe Vote's like 14K or something like that. I can't remember, maybe 15K. Great stream. You need to do more of these. Yeah, I just don't have time to do like live streams like this. Like I just kind of like, I don't know. I like had more time today, and I was like, let me do a live stream just for fun. Let's see what happens. Goofy is toasty. I have left my Omi on a Sendex for the migration. There shouldn't be a problem moving. Yeah, the only thing you're going to have to worry about is having ETH to pay gas fees. Gas fees are expensive. Do you think the Mickey Steamboat will be like what partner statues? Depends what you mean by like. They're two completely different NFTs. If you're referring to value, I'm personally a bit more bullish on the Walt statue just because it's the FA of Mickey, but then Steamboat Willie, I think, is still going to continue rising. They're both going to continue rising. I personally believe Walt is probably going to hold the higher floor. Do VeVe NFT prices have reacted to financial markets through the current correction? No. I said this before, they're completely decoupled. Until you can directly buy with crypto the NFTs, then what we're going to see is we're going to see a lot more volatility. And then from there, we will start to see a more greater coupling to financial markets. Kay sold off his lamp for what? No, I still have my lamp. It's like, in the box thing behind me. But the reason why I don't have it out is, as you can see, I haven't technically. I could maybe stick it like up there, but as you guys can see, I have like the Captain America and Iron Man from Kotobukiya, which is like a Japanese collectibles company. I don't want to replace my Captain America and Iron Man with the lamp. So yeah, the lamp stays behind me for now. Have VeVe NFT. Yeah, we did that one. Where do you see? Okay. So I've done a lot of these. Do you think we'll be able to convert gems to Omi? No. Tuke Skywalker, you should check out the VeVe Vision Beyond the Fan VeVe Las Vegas. Okay, yeah. So shout out to all of these guys. Like, it's so hard. There's like so many new VeVe YouTubers popping up because of how fast it's growing. Like, I remember back in the day, it's like you Google VeVe, and then the only people that pop up was like that Earth 2 Mystery guy, myself, Taps Trades, Cavell. Yeah, there weren't too many. Wannabe Champ as well. Actually, yeah, he started doing Omi videos same time as me. Yeah, and then it just exploded. Like, I joined when there was about like barely 10,000 users on the VeVe app. What's the actual Omi circulation supply? Two different. Yeah, they're different. I think Ecomi needs to update Coin Market Cap. I think CoinGecko is the more accurate one. I think Coin Market Cap is off. Will I be able to buy more Omi now? You can always buy more Omi. You can never buy too much Omi. If Disney or Golden Moments go on to Mutable X and people sell their NFTs there, does Disney or Marvel still get profit in Ecomi or from fees? Yes, they should do. They should be in the smart contract. They should be coding it into the smart contracts. So it's not that hard. I believe they'll still continue to get royalties. Hi, Kay. Always good content, exciting for us Diamond Pass holders. Yeah, shout out to the Diamond Pass holders. You need to, those Diamond Passes, you've seen nothing yet. There were a few people that sold them off for like, the quick like 0.2 ETH or whatever. And then we announced the Dubai thing, and then, the floor price doubled. There'll be more cool stuff coming. Like, the Diamond Passes are a way for us to basically continually like, show value to the people who like wanted to support us early. And there will be 130 Diamond Passes left out of the 500. There were 500 in total. There's only 130 left to distribute. That's going to be in a 48-hour sale. We're doing it across 48 hours because we want to be fair to people in time zones. And we also don't want it to be just limited to one day because people might be busy for that one specific day. And they're going to be dropping in small batches of like, 5 to 6 every 3 hours or so. So, that will be there available. And it's not just the VeVe community that are looking at this. It's the Aradina community, because Diamond Pass holders do get early access to the Aradina NFT. So there'll be like a percentage that will be allocated for early purchase, and then the rest will be for public, and the early purchase will be for Diamond and Gold Pass holders. That's the way it's supposed to work. If Disney, yes. Shout out to VeVe so he's got Go tokens, so hit him up in Twitter DM. So yes, definitely give VeVe a shout out on Twitter. He has some Go token, and yes, Go chain receiving address. Okay, so that's Shahab's Go chain address. If anyone has a Go token. Hello, K. Have VeVe NFT prices reacted to current financial market correction? Oh, I think I answered that one already. No, it has not. Someone needs Go token. Okay, so VeVe Fan Bam, shout out to you. Also got some Go tokens. It's so cool. Everyone's got Go tokens to give out. I never bought any Go tokens. Half of my OMI is in Trust Wallet. Should I move to an exchange? My personal preference is exchange for the swap and then move back to the wallet. If you don't, then you have to kind of bridge it and swap it yourself, which is more expensive. Virtual Hug, you got this. Okay, have VeVe NFT prices reacted to the current financial market? Oh, it's the same question. No, they haven't. Not really. Like they've gone up, if anything. Where's Carl? If you're going to move your OMI, you should do it now. Yeah, I don't know if the migration started. I think someone said it was starting in 1.5 hours, like an hour ago. Yeah, if you want to move it, you should move it now. Snow globes well over 1K by next Christmas. You know, I think that's actually reasonable, like, because right now, I mean, the Coke Bears, they peaked at about 350 gems, and then with all these drops coming out, they came back down to like that 220, 230 region. So I think it's fair to say that, you know, they could approach 1K by next Christmas. And it's one of the ones where I think it's, you know, very fair. Coke is huge, the Bear is huge. I don't know why it's so low. I guess people just are chasing Disney right now. If you leave in wallet, you will have to transfer manually. Yes, the website has been disabled. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Do you really think that they are working fast? I mean, the VeVe app. Yes, I would say, based from my experience, they are working quite fast. Again, a lot of these features, it requires a lot of time from Dan Crovers, because he's the tech guy in terms of like the co-founder team, in terms of like requirements and things. And obviously he needs to spend his time between, you know, the dev team and then, you know, their whatever partnerships they're working on. So it's tricky. But from what I've seen, with what VeVe is doing, they're working very, very fast. And I think when it comes to like, you know, okay, when it comes to like announcements and things like articles, they have more to do compared to other projects because they're trying to be really compliant. So they have like lawyers and people like read through their Medium articles before they post them, just to make sure that there's nothing in there that could get them in kind of legal trouble. Like, you know, if they use the word, so we had our white paper audited as well. We had to remove all terms that are synonymous with financial terms. So I'll give you an example, right? So for Kaloscope, we have a concept called the Kaloscope treasury, where a percentage of all transaction fees get locked up, and then those are going to be kind of used as a reward system. We had to change that because the name treasury, it has an actual, like, it's an actual financial term, and we can't use financial terms in the white paper. So we have to change it to like something like the Kaloscope vote instead of the Kaloscope treasury, and small things like that. You know, you can get sued for that. So it's very, very important. And I see projects all the time that aren't audited in this way, and they'll get in trouble later on. Hey K, are gas fees for layer 1 only going to be cheap? No, gas fees in layer 1 are expensive, but thank you, Juice. Love you too. Cheers for the stream, K. Yep, thank you. Shout out to you, James. Thanks for joining in, and thank you for the donation. Really appreciate it. Will I need ETH or Go tokens to move OMI out of VeVe app? Okay, so you will need, I believe, ETH. Go tokens aren't going to be really relevant for OMI moving forwards, so you don't need to worry about that. So we'll be able to store OMI in that. So basically, the way it works is, yes, you will be able to store OMI with your Ledger S. You technically don't store it in the Ledger S. Basically, what this does is your OMI is on the blockchain. It lives on the blockchain. It doesn't live in here. If you lose this, if you break it, don't worry, your OMI is fine. It's on the blockchain. What this does is it basically sends a signature which is encrypted from your private key, and when that signature matches up with the same signature that was used to kind of store that OMI, then it confirms that you're the owner. Then you can transact with it. It's quite difficult. Like, I've completely butchered how cryptography works, but basically your private key, it derives a transaction from it, and then your private key also derives a signature. And if the signature, what it's derived from, matches what that transaction has been derived from, if they've both been derived from the same private key, then it confirms you are the owner, because there's no way you could have made that transaction and have that same signature if you didn't own the private key. So yeah, never share your private key with anyone. Never tell anyone your seed phrase, because they can replicate your private key and then they have access to all your funds. Comica Z in Boston has Reso and Tots. Okay, so yeah, that's a comic store, I think. Yeah, so I think check out comic stores that are near you. They normally have these physicals. Will OMI dip to 0.00? I mean, I can't predict the future, but I believe OMI will dip after the migration, and then it's going to pump when they announce the new big exchanges. Starship Enterprise, they only made 2 editions once VeVe released stock. Yeah, I think the Starship Enterprise, that's a good one. I remember when it was released and people were selling it for retail. I was like, what are people doing? I remember when the Ultra Rare Captain America was going for below retail. I was like, this is some major disrespect. I actually bought like 3 of them. And then I sold 2 of them at like the pump. Hashtag Bravegate. Yep, Bravegate. That is the one. Better long-term hold, Pride or Steamboat? I own Pride and Steamboat. I'm going to say Steamboat because Pride is more concentrated with a few people. Obviously, Ray Fixie has a lot of Prides. But Steamboat, I think, is a bit more spread out. So I think that's going to see more organic growth. But if you're looking for ROI, I would say, if Ray just keeps buying more Prides, then that's probably going to pump more. Are you still holding money? Yes, I'm still holding all of my money tokens. There isn't actually any major news outside of them releasing the weekly updates on the game. So when the game is out, then we'll see how that affects money token. But right now, when the price is dumping because there's no, product that's been released yet, or it's in development, that's usually a good time to kind of dollar cost average. That's what I've done in projects in the past. And then when the product comes out, usually it pumps, then you want to take some profit. And then that's basically what you do. That's like a way to kind of avoid losing money. If it comes out and the game's out and it's pumping and you want to get in because you don't want to miss out, all the FOMO kicks in, that's risky. I try and avoid that. What's your strategy going into Saturday's Mickey and Friends drop? Just wherever I see, I click buy, and hopefully something goes through. That is my strategy. We need Hello K on the VeVe Vote stream. Yeah, I don't mind. If Vote wants to arrange a time for me to go on a stream. I don't know if I can go on his live drop streams because I'm usually working at that time. Because for me it's 4 p.m. and my work day is like 9:30ish to about 5:30ish. And I'm usually in a meeting at that time. So yeah, it's kind of difficult for me to stream when I'm in a meeting, but I can kind of like slyly do the drop. So that's okay for me. But outside of that, yeah, if it's in the evening like this time, then yeah, I'm cool with doing a stream. Bravegate, yeah, Bravegate is the one. VeVe Vote, I love the drama, keep it going. Bruce Wayne. In your opinion, when Monster Infect finally kicks off, do you think the teams earnings will be similar to Axie per team? I think it depends. I think it's going to be less. Just because Monster Infinite, one of their USPs is they're like a cheaper version of Axie. That's just how they've marketed it themselves. I sold my house almost 1 year ago for Chupacabras. My wife left me. My kids hate me. I ate out of my shoe for a year. But who's laughing now? The Chupacabras, they went up. They're like 50 gems or something now, I think. And I remember on VeVe, they were going for like 9 gems. Great work. Thank you, Steve. Ruxpin, care to share your average buying price for OMI? Average buying price. Let me check that for you. Okay. Actually, my phone died because I was haven't charged it yet. Let me charge my phone. Okay, so yeah, average buy-in price, I think. So it was lower. It was like 0.35 cents. And then because I was buying more OMI at like 0.6, I think my average price is 0.4 cents for Omi. So I'm nearly 100% up when it hits 0.8 cents. But I think it's 0.4 cents is my average buying price. Safe K, don't know how you still up at 1 a.m. Yeah, it's like 1 a.m. here. I'll probably end the stream in like 10 minutes. Do you still have high conviction in money? Yeah. There's been like nothing concerning about the team. I think it's just, early project. They're developing. People are kind of fudding the project. I'll see what happens when the game is out. How about Omi to gems? Yeah, that's not going to happen. When can we sell our collectibles for Omi? That will be when the Omi utility program is fully integrated in the next, I think it's the third phase, maybe, Omi to NFT. I think the next phase will be staking for Omi. You will only be able to sell NFT to Omi or buy NFT with Omi. You can do both. So if you list your NFT for Omi, then you get Omi back. If you buy an NFT for Omi, then yeah, you're getting the NFT for Omi. It's a two-way transaction. It's peer-to-peer. Howdy, hot shots. Grandma can't even open her Power Mouse because she got them diamond hands. They don't move. Question: are burns active when Omi is traded on other platforms like we see on Immutable? No, it would have to. Okay, it would have to depend on how. Okay, so if you're using Omi to buy non-VeVe branded stuff, then no, there's no burning. If you're using Omi to buy VeVe NFTs on another platform, then I believe there should be some burn. I believe so, because the licensors are still getting royalties. So I believe they're still burning an equivalent amount of Omi that way. That's my guess. VeVe Fanbam, I have a gold pass, still hoping for a diamond pass soon. Yep, so the final chance to get the diamond pass is going to be Saturday. Up to Sunday. No, not Saturday. I think it's Sunday to Monday. It's like 48 hours across the weekend. So that'll be the last chance. 130 of those will drop across 48 hours. They'll be dropping randomly. So, it's like first come, first serve. Whatever time zone you're in, you'll probably be awake when some of them are dropping, just to try and keep it fair. I want to be a part of it. How do I get a pass? Yet? So there'll be an article coming out explaining exactly how to get it. I think the article will come out tomorrow, is my guess. Should be tomorrow. I'll try and get it out. I'll try and get the person writing it to get it out tomorrow. Word up, I got the diamond pass and gold pass. Holla. Thank to you guys. Oh my god, Safina, one love. Thank you, Lenny. Oh, Lenny, yes, Lenny, the spy, yes. Shout out to Lenny. So I know you got in quite early as well. So yeah, hodl that diamond pass. We'll be releasing more stuff soon. Is gold pass any good or mediocre? So gold pass, it grants you kind of like similar perks, but on like a slightly lower level. So gold pass, you still get early access to NFTs, but you get it a little bit later within that pool. You still get access to certain regions, but obviously not all regions within the kind of metaverse side that's being built. You do still get the perks at the lounge, the Meta Terrace in Dubai, but I think they might have like slightly different perks there depending on which pass you have. So most of the perks are similar, just on like a slightly lower tier. But the gold pass will be priced significantly less than the diamond pass. But we didn't want to have like just diamond pass, because then we'll have like just one small group that has a lot of perks. We want to like have a second roll of passes which kind of still grant you similar stuff. But if you want like that super premium exclusive, like top of the top kind of thing, the diamond pass is there. You could be like Sanjay and buy one on the secondary market. I think he paid like $6,000 for one. We won't be dropping them at $6,000. Like I said, they'll be a bit below the current floor, just try and keep it fair and accessible. But just wait for that article. It'll be out soon. Given the scenario that all Omi tokens will eventually be burned, how does that affect the token price? So Omi tokens are burned by dollar amount. When the Omi token price goes up, less of those tokens will be burned. So it's never going to be a situation where all Omi's burned. There's going to get a point where we're basically burning like barely any tokens, because the price of it's so high that even a $1 million drop, if you burn $1 million worth of Omi tokens, and if Omi tokens $1, you're only burning 1 million tokens, which is not a lot. Wiz, thank you. Wiz, thanks for tuning in. anyone can paint ape and give it utility. People forget that Ecomi actually go to effort. Yeah. So that's really cool. Like the fact that they go with 3D and 3D premium stuff. As with Kaloscope, for example, as you guys can see, we're working with kind of premium 3D digital spaces. And it does take a lot longer to do. But the same team that built like the kind of early assets for VeVe, it's the same team that's working on Kaloscope as well for the 3D assets. So that's interesting. So like when the app first came out, like the early kind of like showroom, that kind of stuff, that was outsourced to the same company and based in London. And they did like a lot of the AR, VR stuff. Difference between Omi burnt circulation rather than reserve. Yeah, circulating supply burn affects the price of Omi. Reserve does not, because it's not circulating. Do you have kids? No, I don't. I'm 31 with no kids right now. What time is the migration start? I think now it might have started. That's my guess. Thoughts on comics? Like for some common, uncommon, are original covers more rare? For me, because I basically miss every comic drop nowadays, I just never land a comic. I always go to the market and buy one common. And that's just because I want one of every comic, and the common's the original cover, so I just always go for the common. Gunpla, yeah. I don't have that one. No, I don't have that one. I've got like mostly like the Wing Zeros and like like kind of like the main ones. Gonna be stacking the FAs from this Marvel Mice drop. Yep. I'm torn. Do I stack up the Ghost Spider, or do I go all in on the Disney cards? I don't know. I'm leaning more towards the Disney cards. For your strategy, do you think it's better to buy older drops at a discount right now and then buy? Oh, yeah. Buying older drops at a discount is 100% safer way to do it. If you're trying to go for the drops, remember, it's so difficult. Like, you might be chasing the floor and you'll be sat there trying to buy the floor and you're just getting error whilst the price is going up. That's the thing. And then you might be like, forget this. I'm not going to buy the floor. I'm going to buy a higher priced one. So you FOMO into like higher priced ones and the price actually goes down. And then, you could have just bought some older collectibles at like a 20-30% discount and then sold them after the drop when the gem squeeze is over and made some like guaranteed like profit if that's your aim. Or you can risk it with the newer drops. It's either way. I'm starting to think that it might be better to actually just go for the older drops whilst people are dumping them, because that's a bit more guaranteed. What's Brave Gate? You have to ask VeVe Vote. That is his technique. Okay, do you cook? What do you normally like to eat? Yes, I do cook. I've actually been eating more vegan food recently. So today I've got like vegan shawarma, and I had like like onions and mushrooms. I actually want to eat now. It's like 1 a.m. Okay, I'm gonna eat something. So I've got like leftovers. So it's like vegan shawarma with like onions and peppers and mushrooms and like tomato paste sauce, whatever. And yeah, I basically like cooked it up, turned it into like kind of like basically like a shawarma kind of pasta dish without the pasta, like a bolognese kind of thing without the spaghetti. It's pretty good as well. Andrew says, K, when Omi releases their virtual land like Sandbox, what are your thoughts about investing in digital land? Yes, I think it depends how they roll it out. So I don't think they're going to do a straight up sale, just like, like a drop. I think it's going to be heavily dependent on Master Collector Program and Omi staking. That's my guess, because that is a VeVe specific IP and they know exactly how popular land is going to be and they want to reward people that have been sticking with the project. I think it might be like a combination of like your Master Collector level, how long you've been staking Omi for, and maybe like even like when you join the app, maybe like they might go that far. But they're definitely going to differentiate with how they do the land sale. They have to. It's not going to be just a like a drop. Yo, Eagle Eyes FOMO gang in the house. So we have Eagle Eyes here. He's part of the original FOMO gang. It used to be fun in the FOMO gang when we used to all get drops and be like, yo, what mint number did you get? But nowadays it's just like, yo, did anyone get anything? That's just basically what it's turned into. There was a day when we were on the live Discord and myself, Eagle, Granola, Geomite, like we would be like, yo, how many comics did you get? And Eagle Eyes would be like, I only got 20. Now it's like, oh, did you even get one? Did you get one? It's like, nah. Do you think the VeVe web wallet is safe, or will staking be in another location? It's going to be in the web wallet for the staking. However, you might also be able to stake on an exchange for OMI tokens. So sometimes what new exchanges do when they list a new token is they basically enable a liquidity pool. So you'll be able to stake OMI on your exchange and get OMI in return from that. I believe Ascendex has done that in the past. You could stake your OMI on Ascendex for more OMI. That's something the exchange could do. That's not something Ecomi would do because they can't give you more OMI because that's not compliant. Muhammad Islam, oh, thanks for that. I love you. What floor do you see Todd at in a year? Ooh, Todd. I think Todd's going to keep going up. I can't say what floor. It's very hard to say with Todd because Todd is a tricky one because Todd has value because it's the first VeVe collectible. So it gets value for its significance in VeVe. It's not necessarily getting value for its like significance in terms of like, historical IP. Like, yes, it's the first Batman, that gives it significant value, but it's also the first VeVe NFT. So that gives it significant value as well. So if VeVe is relevant in, a year from now, which I think it will be, then yeah, Todd's going to keep going up. So I can't say for sure. But I think Todd will probably stick around about maybe 1.5 to 2 times the value of Superman. That's my guess. Hey man, I hope you feel well. Thanks, Harvesting Frog. I've spoken to you a few times as well on Twitter. Yeah, shout out to you. Mr. Locknet, how were you able to stack over 20 million OMI? So my journey with buying OMI is I bought OMI in February last year. So it's been nearly a year now since I started buying OMI. I got in at 0.7 cents, which I thought was a pretty low at the time. And then the price went up to like 0.8 cents and I bought some more. And then I bought some more at 1 cent. And then I bought some more at 1.2 cents. And then it literally just went on a downhill tumble all across April and May. It just kept going down and down and down. It basically went down for 3 months straight. It just kept going down all the way to 0.1 cents. But I didn't stop buying. I dollar cost average. And I was like, I was using my overdraft on my credit card. I was like, just trying to raise as much capital as I could. Just to keep buying OMI on the way down. Because, I knew what I was going to do. Because I've been in these kind of projects before where people start flooding the project because there's a delay or something. And the token price just goes down and down and down. But there's nothing wrong with the team. The team's still solid. And I know they're going to eventually recover. So I just dollar cost average down. And then I averaged down to a price of 0.4 cents now, I think. And over like the course of nearly a year, I was able to stack up 20 million. I initially only had about 2 million. And then I got that up to 5 million, then 10 million, then 12 million. And then I basically sold a lot of my Tesla shares. So I was heavily into Tesla like Randy Chavez. And then that got me up to 20 million. And then I liquidated a lot of my Axes. And then that got me another 2 million OMI. So that got me to 22 million. So that's like kind of like how I went by. Are you giving away some of your collectible comic blessings? Yeah, I've given away stuff. I usually do like competitions, like meme competitions. So what I might do is I might do like another competition. Maybe like someone can design me a new YouTube banner, and I'll do like a collectible giveaway. That would be pretty fun. Maybe I'll give away a Coke Bear. That's like what's that like? Worth 240, 250 gems or something. Do you think we'll be able to buy OMI with gems? Nope, I don't think so. End of year price prediction for C3PO and R2D2. Ooh, that's a big one. Star Wars is big. That set combined is over 10K already. And it only came out in November. I think combined, that set will probably be 50K combined. That's my prediction. I could be wrong, but Star Wars is relevant. What is a gold and diamond pass? So gold and diamond passes, that's for Kaloscope, which is a project I work for. Have a look on the Kaloscope_NFT Twitter page, or actually look on my Twitter page. I recently went through a pinned post, so we're doing an announcement on Sunday. We've got a pretty cool team. Those who've been following us for a while, you kind of know who's on the team. But we work with a game studio that works with Riot Games and Ubisoft. We've got like Venkatesh who's working with us. He's an advisor for Ecomi. We have some developers, senior developers from Amazon. We've got like quite a few big ones in the Web3 world working with us. It's a pretty extensive team. So yeah, it's pretty cool. We've got like some other we got like a few people in the VeVe community as well, like Dozer to help out as well. So he's helping manage the community. So yeah, it's coming along. It's going to be a pretty fun project, I think. What up, Kay? I'm leaving my Omi on Bitforex. Is that going to be a problem? I don't think it'll be a problem. Should be okay. I don't use Bitforex, so I don't know if they're going to do the migration, but I use Ascendex. They're definitely doing it. When do you think we'll be able to put some of our VeVe collectibles on IMX? Not anytime soon. They still have to kind of integrate that. But the first collectibles, I think, to go on IMX will be Frank Bozic, Jermaine Rogers, Ron English, those guys. And then maybe like, maybe Cartoon Network or like some of the earlier ones, like Simone Legno as well. But I don't think Marvel or Disney will be interoperable with Immutable X anytime soon. I think eventually there will be, but for those ones, I think there's more kind of negotiating to do with how it works. I'm holding long-term. Yep, Jose, I'm holding long-term as well. Since we have a lot of money in VeVe, do you think there will be extra security measures? Yes, there will be. Reese confirmed that. There will be kind of Google Authenticator, 2FA, all of that stuff. They kind of have to just to stay compliant. Are you willing to hodl your collection for a decade? Honestly, if I don't have a reason to sell, then I won't sell. I will hold for the rest of my life, even if there's no reason for me to sell. If there's something I need and that's easy liquidity, then yeah, I'll probably sell some stuff. But I'm kind of attached to my NFTs, like because I don't stack one NFT. What I do is I buy one of everything. So I've got 74, 75 sets. I'm not someone who has like one set, but then like 100 of one thing. I like the Master Collector program. I think that's going to be very, very crucial for things like land purchase and whatnot moving forward. Like David understands collectors and he wants to reward collectors, so I think they're going to reward collectors more than they're leading on. Seems like Ecomi, Kaloscope, and Epiko Regal are all going to get interconnected in some way in the future. We'll see. Migration in 15 minutes, 6 p.m. Okay, so this was 10 minutes ago. Okay, so the migration's coming soon. Okay. So would you rather have common Final Fantasy? Oh, I say Final Fantasy. Common FF5, Doom comic, or rare? I don't know. I'm not the big comic person. I always just go with the commons in my case. So yeah, I would go with the common FF5 in this case. Is it FF5 or is it? Oh, do you mean Fantastic Four? Is there a comic for FF5? If you mean Fantastic Four common, then yeah, I prefer Fantastic Four. Is it safe to buy Omi at the moment? Oh, with the migration, I imagine it is still safe to buy Omi, but if it's not, then the exchange will have suspended Omi purchases. If it's not safe, they would have temporarily suspended it. So have a look. If you can still buy it, then I guess the exchange still thinks it's safe. When do you think staking will be available? I don't want to give a timeline on that because that's going to be announced in the Omi Utility Program version 2, I believe. So we'll see when Reese will let us know on that. Hopefully they give some kind of feature to the people who have been here since March and before. Yeah, that'll be cool. That'll be cool. Because we had less than we had barely 10,000 people back then. I think they'll give you like an OG badge in some way to like kind of signify like, if you've been in the app for like a certain amount of time. I heard you have to have a certain amount of Omi to be able to rent out collectibles in the future. I believe you need a certain, I think it's a certain staking rank maybe to rent out. I believe there's some tie-in with either Master Collector program or Omi Utilities staking program, one of the two to rent out. I think it was OEP. Do you like the OG comics? Yeah, I'm very bullish on the OG comics. I don't have like a huge amount, but I stacked quite like 10 of the Amazing Spider-Man. I have like 6 of the Marvel #1s. I bought like 3 low mint commons, and then I've got the uncommon, rare, and ultra rare. Don't have the secret rare. Where do you see comics going? I believe comics are going to go to the moon once you can place them in your VeVe showrooms temporarily, and then they'll retrace But having them in your showroom, I think that's definitely going to add value because that's more utility. When Pokemon Arise, we'll be saying 100k price action on the app. With Pokemon, I imagine the edition size, they're going to have to scale up. So I don't think we'll see 100k, but it truly depends on edition size as well. Mandalorian aircraft or the book of Boba Fett is dope. Oh, the new episode of Boba Fett is out today. I need to watch that. I need to watch the new episode of Boba Fett. Yeah. I started buying at 0.1 and averaged to 0.3. Oh, okay, yeah. So I was buying at 1 cent and then buying all the way down at 0.1 cent as well. So my average was actually 0.3 cents for a while, but because I started buying again at 0.6 cents, my average went up. But it got me like, over 20 million Omi in the end because I was like, I got to buy more Omi. There's too much stuff happening. I started buying, yeah. So where do you see, I think it's 200 mint uncommon Spider-Man FA in a year or two? Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, it could be 5-6k if it's common. There are a lot of commons, but depends on circulating supply. If someone sells a bunch, then yeah, probably not that high. But I think in a year, we could see 5k for the Spider-Man FA at such a low mint, definitely. Maybe more. 20 million Omi. Who do you think you are, Chelsea? Now, to be honest, 20 million is relatively high compared to the average, because that puts me in the top 2% of Omi holders. But there's a huge difference between top 2% and then that top 1%. To be in the top 500 Omi wallets, you need to hold, I think it's nearly 300 million Omi to be in the top 500. So that's insane. Even Randy Chavez, he's got over 100 million Omi. He's not even in the top 500. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Hey, what's up, Kay? Coffer, are you planning to stack the Spidey Mighties? Yeah, I said this already. It's a tough one for me. If I was to stack one, me personally, I would go for the Ghost Spider, because the Ghost Spider is FA, whereas the other common, the normal Spider-Man, that's not an FA, because Spider-Man's obviously been on the app before. So I would stack the FA one personally, and I think the Ghost Spider looks pretty sick. But because they announced it, a day apart from the Disney cards, I gotta go on the Disney cards. I think that's my plan. I only have 450k Omi. I mean, any size bag is respectable. As long as you're showing, you're showing your support for the project. And to be honest, we don't know where Omi's gonna go. It could, that 450k Omi, when Omi's $1, will be $450,000, right? And in the meantime, when Omi to NFT comes out, you could probably sell some of your NFTs for Omi, and then all of a sudden you've got 5 million Omi without in no time. So if it's sort of been asked, but do you know when the next round of founder tokens is unlocked? I believe it's next month, February. I believe that is the next and final founder token unlocks. After that, we can put to rest that FUD. No more founder token unlocks. Done and dusted. Quinton Puckett, I have 6 million. Ooh, shout out to Quinton. That is a pretty big bag right there. Luke Skywalker should be, Darth Vader and Thanos. Those two villains will flip the current top trading villains. I'm very, very confident on that. If you search up the top villains, Thanos kind of comes up as number 1 across all geographies. Darth Vader, untouched as well. Actually, Andrew actually just said Darth Vader as well. Yeah, if it drops this year, I'm gonna have to go hard on the Darth Vader, 100%. I think some very big drops coming this year. Yep, there's definitely gonna be a lot. Can I be a moderator for Kaloscope Discord and maybe get some perks? Yeah, if you're in the community and you're kind of contributing, hit up Dozer. I think Dozer can discuss kind of that side. I don't really do much stuff on the community side. You see me on the videos talk about it, but I'm more on the development side. So I kind of liaise with the other development team that we have and kind of work through feature scoping and things like that, and just make sure that what we're kind of developing is kind of scoped out in chunks so that we can release in an iterative way. People aren't just sat there waiting for one big thing which is filled with bugs. We want to kind of release things in kind of slow increments. Kay's videos have the most depth out of all the YouTubers so far. It's a shame you're not active. Yeah, I mean, I've got so much stuff going on. I'll try and be more active on here. this is like my first live stream that I've done in this way. I'll probably like invite other people onto these live streams. I'll see if I can do it weekly if I can. But yeah, we'll see. Also, Solo and the Millennium Falcon, Han Solo and the Mandalorian, Yoda. Oh yeah, Yoda will be big. How can we follow you in the app? Do you have something listed that we can find you in VeVe? Yes, if you want to find me on VeVe, go to Golden Moments Iron Man. Obviously Iron Man, because you guys know I am a big Iron Man fan. Gingerbread Iron Man. There's a Iron Man listed for like 7 million Omi, I think, something like that. It's in like the top ones listed. If you click it, my name is KMO1990. You'll be able to find me in the VeVe app. KMO1990. Look for the Iron Man. My profile picture is the Aridina space. How can we follow? Okay, yeah, so that's the question. Do you think Solana will have a market cap competitive with ETH? I would say no. Solana is kind of trendy and whatnot, but it's just too small right now. ETH is always going to be, there's just too many projects built on ETH, and those projects are doing really well. And so because of that, ETH will always be relevant. And ETH is like the most decentralized, crypto for this kind of stuff outside of Bitcoin. Solana is more centralized. So yeah, I don't think Solana will compete with ETH. You may have answered this, but after the migration, can I buy, I think that's Ecomi on Bitforex or Bitforex Omi remain go chain. After the migration, it should be in ETH, assuming Bitforex, kind of like does the migration, the swap and everything on their side as well. What is your account value today? Let's just double check. Okay, so I will share my screen with you guys. Let's see. Let's have a look together. Okay, we'll go for the refresh. We are currently at. Okay, it's logged me out. Okay, let me unshare this and re-log in. Let's see. I've like lost my StreamYard tab. Which tab was I streaming in? Oh, here we go. Okay, let's do that. Okay, let me share that again. Okay, if we refresh, account value is at $240,000. I do have some gems as well. Let's round this up to like 245. So this was like this was over 300K, on the peak when everything was pumping. But with the gem squeeze, I think 240K is pretty good. I've only put in total, I would say I've probably put in $12,000 to $14,000 in VeVe. And I started buying VeVe NFTs in March of last year. So I bought Omi in February. I looked at the VeVe NFTs and there was like Batmans and unicorns, and I was like, I ain't buying these. And then in March, I was like, you know what, I got to buy these. This is actually pretty good. And then yeah, that's basically how it started. You look like tears. You know what? Multiple people have said that. Like so many people have said that. Like I actually Googled who Tai Lopez was because a lot of people said that. How do you feel about decon stuff? I know it's not Marvel or Disney, but I think some of it's really great. Yeah, I'm a big fan of decon stuff. I think decon stuff, because it's more driven by scarcity than, big IP. I think those are ones that will do well. Like the Sharp and Draw one, like how much is that? That's like, is it 888 edition or something? It's like less than 1K. Like, that's pretty insane. Can you explain what is a pump and dump scheme and what? A pump and dump, basically in markets, what it implies is colluding with a bunch of individuals buying something with the intention to sell it later on. So, you tell everyone to buy something together, and then the price of it goes up, and then you sell it. You basically, you have the intent of buying it and then selling it in a group at like, a peak volatile price. Now, I don't know if I think usually the time frame should be like a short time frame, because if you buy something as a group together and then you hold it for like 5 years and then you sell it off, I don't think that counts as a pump and dump. They did Goofy FA pretty dirty. Oh man, I remember when what was it? When the Mighties came out, like people said that about Captain America. They're like, they did Captain America dirty, and then the animated one came out, and they're like, well, you know, why they got to do that? I was the only one that bought at the top in NDCA. Now there were a lot of people that bought at the top. Like a lot of the OGs, they bought at the top and then they DCA down. Bill Gates is top OMI holder. Are the Disney cards going to be like posted? They're going to be cards, so they're apparently animated and they have music, which is madness. It's the first ever trading cards on VeVe, and they made them like super, like, you know, like gave them all these quite cool kind of utility. I'm going to be stacking those. Those are the ones. Darth Maul. Oh, Darth Vader and Darth Maul. You know, those are the ones. I would put Darth Maul in there as well. Yeah, 100%. What price do you expect for Secret Rare Kang? Oh, Kang. I remember when Eagle Eyes got the Kang. That was funny. Kang is going to be a valuable one. I can't say, but you know, it's definitely in the kind of 5-digit range. You know, could be 20,000, 30,000. Depends when the comic gang kind of gets on. Yeah, you should definitely do. Oh, I think that's for streaming more often. Do you think we have Coinbase lined up? And I know you have seen pics with Binance team. So I believe Coinbase will come. I believe so, because Coinbase NFT, they seem to be kind of watching Ecomi as well. And I'm pretty sure that once Ecomi is on ERC20, they'll be listed. And also on Coinbase's list of tokens they've looked at listing, OMI is on there. So Coinbase is definitely looking at OMI for listing. But again, I think it's gonna come down more to when rather than an if situation, because I'm pretty sure Ecomi's met all of their criteria already for listing. Do you think we have Coinbase? Yeah. VeVe will be spotlight in June this year with exchanges to meet it. Yeah, I think this summer is going to be a crazy one. I think with Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con for this year, they're going to make up for last year, because last year was a funny one. We had that really janky metaverse experience. Actually, I hope they bring that back, because that was funny as hell. Price prediction of Pride in the future, that is a hard one to say. I think eventually it will hit 100K, but depends if Ray Fixie holds all his prides. Yeah, you should definitely do more live videos. Yeah, I'll try and do those. I have OMI in MetaMask. Is it too late to move to an exchange? I think at the time of when I'm doing this, maybe it might be. I predict the YouTubers will go 100x come June. We will remember UK. If I go 100x in June, I'll be on YouTube more often, because if it goes 100x in June, then, you know, I've got no reason to like. I'll still do Kaloscope stuff, but you know, I'm actually working as a software engineer whilst doing Kaloscope stuff, whilst doing YouTube, whilst doing, you know, my other kind of like side things as well. So, you know, whilst maintaining a social life. Yeah, so it's busy times. Like I'm always on this grind, and I like watching stuff as well. Like you know, I want to watch these new kind of shows coming out, like Boba Fett and Peacemaker. Watch Peacemaker. That is so hilarious. Like Peacemaker is awesome. Yeah, 100% recommend Peacemaker. Is it true we are a deflation token? Yeah, well, we are deflationary because we burn OMI, so eventually we can. Do you think Thanos comics will get a price bump? You know what? I thought Thanos comics, in my opinion, because if you, okay, let me try and find it, right? So let me see if I can find the map. There's a map of like the top villains in the world. Top maybe like comic villains in the world. I think there's like a map of it. Let me see. Type in map maybe. Oh, okay. I think I found it. Okay, yeah, I found it. Okay, so I'll share with this with you guys. Let me this is some pretty cool information. Let me share my screen again. Okay, so if I share this Chrome tab, where is this tab? Oh, here we go. Okay, yeah. So if we share this, right? So Here we can see that Marvel is clearly the more popular one in 51 countries, DC more popular in 9 countries, right? So DC is actually bigger in countries like South Korea. Okay, South Korea is actually number 1 for DC. And we are not actually that active in the Asian market yet. So DC Collectibles, when the Asian market starts striking, watch out. Marvel is more popular in the USA, understandably so. Now, if you go to superheroes, as you guys can see, the reason why Wonder Woman absolutely pumped is there is this huge region here, 15 countries rank Wonder Woman as number 1. Wonder Woman is actually ranked above Captain America, is ranked above Superman, ranked above Batman, ranked above Iron Man. Wonder Woman is only below Spider-Man in terms of countries. Spider-Man, that takes the cake. That just annihilates everything. So, and you can see that reflecting VeVe. Now, let's have a look here. So, the Joker is the one villain we have that's been pumping on VeVe. However, the one villain that absolutely annihilates everything on VeVe is Thanos. Thanos is the number 1 in 66 countries. He has majority share of popularity. 56% of people vote Thanos. Less than 18% for the Joker, which is currently the highest kind of price villain that we have on VeVe. So Ultron, 2 people actually. Venom, I think Venom will do very, very well. But when Thanos comes, it's game over. Like Thanos collectible, that's the one. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So let me stop sharing that. Yeah, so that's basically what I think about Thanos. So we'll go for another 4 minutes. I'm gonna have to skim through now. What price is the James Bond cinema ticket at? Yeah, I have no idea. Nice to see you, Uniques. Thanks for joining in. Do you think gold at the moment also be higher than? I don't think so. I think characters do flip the items eventually, so maybe. House of Cards Emilio were the first cards technically. So they weren't counted as cards, even though the name is House of Cards. They were counted more as posters. So the name is House of Cards, like that's the brand, but they were marketed as posters. But it could be argued, yeah, they're kind of like cards. I mean, a poster is kind of a card as well. I guess you could say that. Love your content, no question. Just hope for more. Cheers, thank you. I think that's Aldos. African Batman. Do you think Disney card drop will sell out? Yes, it will. It's going to sell out in like a second. Do you see pump coming for the Protector and Assassin? They haven't moved. Yes, once Jermaine Rogers announces that you can move your choices rabbits off of the app, which I think is going to be probably the first, if not one of the first IPs to be allowed to go off, then it will pump. That is my prediction. What is it? Only 2022 price? Oh, for this year, 2 cents is my price prediction, between 2 and 6 cents. That's like the range. Okay, when Omi reaches $1, can you do a live stream and put StreamYard link? Have us all on Pantheon? I can try. I don't have like the paid StreamYard. I think you need to pay to get more people on, but I can try. AK MTO is only for withdrawing to a bank and needs KYC, right? Omi. I don't think that needs KYC. I don't think so. Are you worried holding Omi if Bitcoin heads much lower? I hear. Nope. I am going to, if Bitcoin drops, I think Omi will probably just go up even higher, because every time Omi price drops, we end up burning more of it, and then that pushes up the price higher. But the more that Omi becomes tied to VeVe NFTs, the more the price, I think, will become decoupled from Bitcoin. If Bitcoin drops even more, I don't think Omi will actually go down that much lower. I think the community is just too strong. Like, a lot of the people holding Omi don't care about Bitcoin. They're just buying more and more Omi. What's your thoughts on Zombie Hunter Spider-Man? Yep, that is FA. Very, very good value. I watched the What If series, so saw the Zombie Hunter Spider-Man and that. Yeah, definitely a good one. What can we expect for Omi in 3 years? That's hard to say. Like, I got so much things can happen. So many things can go wrong. So much can change in regulations. Like, that far ahead, I just can't say. Are we waiting for your stream? Yeah, I'm hoping we hit the $1. That'll be pretty exciting. Please do a daily video. We need it. We want it. Among the Father Moon Boys, you're the reason. Thank you. Thank you, James Carbon. Thank you. Really enjoyed the stream. Feeling inspired. Yeah. Thank you, Captain Sugar Rush. Shout out to you. Why don't we see the circulating supply of OMI go down? It is going down, but I think it's probably like, those exchange sites, they're not really updating it. But yeah, we're going to start to see the circulating supply go down a lot more when we see, OMI to NFT and kind of all of the stuff coming with the OMI utility program, the staking, the burning, like we will start to see circulating supply just start diminishing a lot faster. We can have up to 6 free. I'd just buy more OMI if it dropped again. Yeah, I'll just buy more OMI too. You can have 6 people. Oh, okay, 6 people on the panel for free. Okay, that's good. Right, so yeah, that's pretty much everything. It's pretty much everything I had to go through. So, yeah, we'll end the stream there. But thanks everyone for joining in. We'll probably do another one at some point. So yeah, let's see what happens. Last few questions. Is it too late to move OMI to an exchange? I think now at this time of the stream, it might be too late. For news coming in, but do have a look. You might be able to send your OMI. News coming in. What would you recommend they get with 200 gems? Oh, my advice is try and do the comic drops for 200 gems. Just try and do some of the drops. And on the drops, if it's like a drop like Mighties where people always undersell those, pick up the common Mighties. That's what I would do because the common ones always tend to do quite well. Cool. Yeah, James the Coke Bro. Yeah, so try and do some comic drops or something, like the cheap ones. Yeah, that's probably what I would do. Cool. All right, well, see you guys. Thanks for joining in.